Good people of the SLII Mobile, thank you once again for tuning into our miniature webisode. My name is Ed and I brought with me a couple of gunslingers. Chris Fletcher, our petroleum brain, and future Richard Maspero. The Monaco Grand Prix this weekend, fellas. We're looking forward to it. I know you're looking forward to it.
I'm not so much of a fan of Formula One or motorsport, and that's why I've sort of shifted off to the side, and we've got Chris in here who's a bit of an expert on the whole subject.
So Chris, talk to us about this Formula One Grand Prix this weekend, Monaco. What makes it so special?
Well, the Monaco Grand Prix is always one of those that is on everyone's list that they have to win because it's been dated back to 1929, the first Grand Prix, 1950. Of course, Graham Hill dominated things, the big names like Ayrton Senna, Alain Prost. So everybody wants to win it. It's one of those big Grand Prix that everybody loves, and I don't think they love it just for the Grand Prix. I know Richard will love it for the champagne and the boats, the
That's
yachts.
the only thing that I watch it for is literally to see what yachts are docked in the harbour and see if there are any cool crashes. That's really my extent of watching.
And speaking of crashes, last year there was one, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was. Sergio Perez, who's now with Sauber, he had a bad crash coming out of the tunnel. They've basically moved back that barrier about 14 meters or so. That's what they've said. So you can basically crash into it at about 100 instead of 120. So they have fixed that. It's one of the things they've fixed. They've also fixed out a few bumps in leading up to that corner, that chicane coming out of the tunnel. And they've just improved some of the barriers. But that's about it. Otherwise, it's the good old Monaco.
You knew that, didn't you, Richard?
Yeah, it's a tight race, and that I do know is that generally whoever starts on pole wins the race because there's not many opportunities to overtake. So I generally assume that that's how it works.
Yeah, that's definitely how it works. It's got to be put your car on the front of the grid and hope that your team backs you up with the pit stops and everything with the tyres. We'll see how Pirelli goes on this track. It's very bumpy. It does eat into the tyres. Maybe they'll be bringing the super soft with them for extra grip around those tight corners, all the slow corners as well. But Lewis Hamilton, he's the man that's been doing well in qualifying, except his team hasn't really been backing him up. Unfortunately,
Engineers.
they don't know how to put on a wheel nut. Now they forgot how to fuel the car. But we'll see. Hopefully they can pull things together and make sure that they pull off a good race. It'll be good to see the McLarens up top front again.
Put your neck out, who's going to win it?
Jeez, I've only got this right once, guys. There's been 5 winners, 5 different manufacturers. I really don't know.
Well, what good are you to us?
I was going to say, Sebastian won it last year, Mark Webber the year before, Jenson Button the year before that. Qualifying is key in this race, so we'll see. I'm going to put my money on a McLaren to win this one. Hopefully they've sorted their stuff out with the pits and the pit crew. But I'm going to go with the McLaren, hopefully Lewis Hamilton.
So Lewis Hamilton to finish up with the party this weekend, and McLaren to actually sort out their problems with their engineers. What are they doing on that team? You can catch us all next week. You can also catch Chris's F1 preview on theyellowcap.com. I won't be here, but these Muppets will. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.